When Dying Light was first coming out, I was so excited, and when I finally got the game, I didn't feel let down at all. It gave me awesome Mirror's Edge combined with like Last of Us vibes, and I repeatedly download this game on my console to this day because I still get a huge urge to play it. And I'm so happy to be trying Dying Light for hard mode check. Let's get right into this awesome game.
The question is, are there still non-infected survivors in the city as the GRE maintains? And if so, will the Ministry still go through with a stated plan to annihilate the city in an attempt to wipe out the Haran virus once and for all?
Whether by way of the virus or the Ministry's proposed plan, one thing is certain. Haran's days are numbered.
Coming in, the game does a very good job at connecting you to the story because you get saved by Jade and you get brought to the tower and you get made to prove yourself. I didn't expect anything here to be difficult, and it wasn't at all. So I saved the guy, gained the trust of the people, and went through my parkour training ready to get out there.
Not bad for a new guy. Perhaps I misjudged you.
I knew that the parkour isn't really a thing you can make much more difficult, so coming into this I knew it would be my best bet in a bad situation to focus on it much more than the combat.
Not bad for a noob. Alright, get up on that scaffold. And don't fall, because there sure as hell ain't no net. That's my favorite. Cat grab and muscle up. You won't survive outside for 10 minutes if you can't do that. Good job. Okay, that's enough. You've got some serious natural talent, man. Either that, or you've done this before. You done this before?
Hardly. The closest I ever came to this was running track in high school.
Well, then you're a fucking prodigy. Never seen anything like it.
Hello? Anybody there?
After that, I made my way to Dr. Zere and got my antizin shot because of the seizure I had after parkour training, and then headed on to arm traps for Spike. And during that, I got my first safe house, and with that mission a success, I finally went to start the game and the world was mine. My first night after looking for the drop genuinely terrified me compared to regular game difficulty. I could tell I was seeing faster, I could tell the enemies were faster, and I was just happy to be home afterwards. It was extremely fun, and I ended up even going out at night more this playthrough because it put me in some crazy situations. As I do on hard mode check, here's a moment to show you how beautiful the game is.
Scientist type. They've got him set up in a sort of research trailer, and he's working on a cure for the virus. His name is Zere. Hello? Do you copy?
While I was exploring the tower, I found an arcade game that I hadn't found in any other playthroughs, and I was very interested, so I hopped right into it, very excited, and ended up doing one of the dumbest things I've ever done in a game. This is basic ancient game 101. Big red urn is the same as big red barrel or tank. Jeez, but I was still excited to keep trying. By the time I had finished that initial raid mode, I had just felt done. I did not have much fun with it at all, but the art was nice, and the idea was interesting, but it was, well, hell. And not in the fun video game way, they just threw a bunch of the same enemies at me with different looking models, and it just dragged on forever. Getting each of the clavicles, and then the main arena room, it was just all so boring. One thing I've decided about difficulty is it's not about more enemies, it's about different enemies and the different things they do. A bunch of the same enemy over and over again is nothing but a waste of my time, and I ended up being more excited to stop playing the arcade machine, and I just used the coins from in the game to get some equipment for the real world and didn't plan to enter Hell Raid ever again. I proceeded to do a bunch of missions for Rise in an attempt to get Antizin, which, if I truly had the choice, I would have never done. I felt the same way about these missions and Rise himself as I do about the GRE. Why does Crane consistently believe the dumbest people? The GRE is the most robotic group of humans I've ever, and I never trusted them from the very beginning. And Rise is out here shooting his own military like a dumber Negan or the most counterintuitive businessman alive. Crane should have never trusted either of them.
You just doomed thousands of innocent people! That's what you get with your fucking chaos!
And surprise, surprise, Rise didn't even pay up.
I will allow you this much.
You promised me 2 crates of it. This is only 5 vials.
For payback, Jade and I had ransacked one of their locations, which brought me 0 issues. It was kinda nice, but like the pattern I'm starting to see with everything else, it really dragged. But in the end we found explosives, not Antizin like we had hoped. But what a perfect coincidence, because Rahim, the little dude from the start, wants to blow up a nest, and we just got the explosives, so that would be nice to do.
So I'm thinking, if we planted some explosives.
Oh, Jesus. Raheem, you're not still on that.
Crane, we have to do this. As long as that nest is there, we'll never be able to gather up enough Antizin. It would work. Make it, so I armed the bombs.
Heading back to the tower, Rahim had contacted me over the radio about going to the nest by himself, even though we told him not to. Which brings up a genuinely fun but not very difficult mission where you set bombs and get out of that place Die Hard style.
Hey, Raheem! It worked, man! Hey, your plan worked, kid! Raheem? Hey, do you come?
Soon after this, Rahim's infection gets to him, and this scene always got me a little bit, mainly because my consistent comedic break in the game is gone.
Oh, shit! You goddamn stupid fucking kid!
Then after that, Rise attacked the lab and took Zere, making me rush straight to saving him immediately. I snuck into Rise's camp and fought well in a very fun mission where I finally got some guns. But he kidnapped me anyway and brought me to a dirty, gross pit. And let me tell you, this mission is once again boring. They just slammed me with way too many enemies and one big enemy that was not hard to defeat and just took way too long to die. This was extremely disappointing to me because I love this game. But anyway, this brought us to an actually very cool cutscene where Crane finally does some shit you've wanted him to do the whole game, and chops Rise's hand right off. Sadly, Zere himself had already died, so Crane left and made his way back to the tower, which was probably the most fun part of this entire mission, except for all the stupid seizures that made me slow as hell. The cutscene for this mission was great, but the mission itself was quite a bore, and especially disappointing because this was the end of my 3 days of Dying Light, and I was relieved and happy to be done, but I felt unsatisfied by the whole situation and actually didn't want to finish the game, which is a first for me on this channel and a very sad first for the series in general. I will forever like playing Dying Light, and I genuinely love the game so much, and the parkour alone in itself is just so fun. But this difficulty is not worth it, and it's boring. Of course, once you get to endgame, I'm sure it could be really fun, but what's the point of a great endgame if you didn't have fun getting there? That's what I say. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed watching.